movement, because we saw you at the Nyayo Stadium the other day with a section of Kenyan women, and you signed a charter there. And one of the most spectacular things over there is the issue of two-thirds gender, and you say that you will ensure that's implemented in 100 days. That's staggering. How are you going to do that?
The women asked me that I must have, what I signed is we must have a formula in 90 days. We must have the how in 90 days. I believe it can be done in 12 months. We will have the how, we will have the mechanism put in place. In fact, that's the word. We will have the mechanism, and within 12 months, we should be able to actualize the two-thirds gender.
We've tried for 20 years. There have been the Chepkonga Committee, there's been Judici Jenny, there's been Duale 1, Duale 2. We've never made it. What is this magic? What is this trick that you will have a formula in 90 days?
We will have a formula in 90
days.
We've
had gallant efforts, so much so that there was a time that those efforts in Parliament were supported by yourself, by President Kenyatta, by Raila Odinga, and still it didn't come. What is this thing that will happen?
My good brother Joe, when I make a commitment, I think through it. I have made that commitment to the women of Kenya. I intend to deliver.
Do you have some snippets of what
in 12 months
that formula might look
like?
There
are already several steps that we've done. There is a Cholet bill that is already in the offing that provides a mechanism, even without having to change the constitution, that we can accommodate women leadership and attain the two-thirds gender rule. I have made a commitment, for example, that to even kick off that journey, I will be appointing, by God's grace, half the cabinet to come from women. There are several other administrative interventions that can be done to enhance and to actualize the two-thirds gender rule in public appointments, in elective appointments. That is a possibility. It's not far-fetched. And beyond that, we are looking at the whole array of women. How do women are the majority at the bottom of the pyramid. I have, for example, said of the 50 billion yearly fund that will be for micro and small enterprises, 50%, 25 billion, will be used for women-owned enterprises.
Aren't you oversimplifying a very complex thing? Because you are a great advocate of separation of powers between the president and the legislature, the executive and the legislature. And here you are talking about something that is stuck in Parliament, so much so that even an advisory came for Parliament to be dissolved. What guarantee do you have that you will have such control on Parliament that you can actually make them do something about what is a constitutional provision which we have failed to implement in 10 years?
My good brother, I have been around for a while, and I know, for example, that Parliament is made of reasonable people. The level of engagement and commitment and passion of a leader makes a whole difference. It is possible to persuade Parliament to do many things. Let me give you an example. We persuaded Parliament, and I sat in my tent outside here, and we persuaded Parliament to make the law, to make it much more difficult for people, for parties to have a bigger say in how to manage political elections. The members of Parliament agreed. They passed the law, you know. So it's possible to persuade. What is required is political goodwill, political passion to achieve certain things. And I want to tell you.
Has that been lacking
that,
since 2013?
That a William Ruto president will deliver on the two-thirds gender rule.
Are you saying that goodwill, political goodwill, has been the problem in delivering what the Kenyan women have looked for this many years?
I don't want to get into an argument about that, but I have told you what I will do.